Good evening. Good evening. Whew. Good evening. I am Carolyn Lewis. This is FBMD, Faith by My Deeds. How are you? TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. This is the beginning of your weekend. Whew. How was your week? How was it? As you can see, especially from the YouTube station that we're talking on, messy women. It could be messy men, but usually it's messy women. There's a certain way you carry yourself. I don't know which side that is. A certain way you should carry yourself. Always carrying yourself with integrity. Always carrying yourself where you are a positive representation of yourself, your family, and anything else that you represent. You need to be a person of good character, not messy, not bossy, not trying to be bully, not trying to do mess to see if you can get a hee haw laugh or rise out of someone to see if you can ruffle their feathers. You might ruffle a feather that you don't want ruffled. Treat people the way you would like to be treated and stop thinking that you need something to entertain you. You need something to have to hee haw about later. Carry yourself in a good, positive manner at home, in your neighborhood, at church, out in the community, and especially on your job or wherever else you're out that you may come across, or somebody may see or hear, that gets back to your family, your parents, and this go for adults too. You don't want to be an embarrassment to your grandparents or your parents, no matter where you are. You don't want to be an embarrassment to someone else who may come along to have to work with you on a project, or have to work with you doing something at church, or whatever the case may be. Carry yourself in a respectable manner, not being messy and nitpicky, and not trying to shake the basket to see what falls out. Sometimes the things that fall out will be explosive from the person that you least expected. Be more conscious of how you talk to people, how you try to influence or shake others. Be careful of that. Do not go around being a troublesome person. Don't become someone that nobody wants to deal with, be around, or just, oh, that's just, when they say, oh, she was being messy, she doesn't say, oh, that's just how she is. Oh, that's just how he is. Oh, child, the whole kid and caboodle is like that. You don't want that to be your reputation. Carry yourself in a respectable manner. Be trustworthy. Don't try to make yourself look good, big, or whatever, by trying to pull someone else down or try to poke holes in something you think they got. And for heaven's sakes, don't go around trying to set up traps or snares for others. That trap you set is going to be for you. Okay, God is not marked. So a man so shall he reap. So don't go around trying to do stuff for he. See, I knew this, that, because it'll come back on you, and it'll come back on you sevenfold or hundredfold. It will come back on you. It's not becoming. It's not godly. It's not ladylike. It's not professional. It's not neighborly. It's not family oriented or friendly to get out and try to be messy for the sake of being jealous over what someone else can do, is doing, or because they don't sit around and act like you think they should, or be messy with you. Those are not the things you want to do. That's not the reputation you want to be known for. Watch yourself. Do always, always, always do the right thing. Always put your best foot forward. Act like it's your name that's got to go on some. Whatever you do it with that ability to not say, oh, it'll pass, it'll do, it's just good enough. No, you do your very best. I'm trying to block this light. There we go. Do the very best that you can and always represent yourself well. You never know which one of your relatives may have to come behind you and work in a certain field or go to school behind you. Oh my goodness. I used to hear horror stories. I'm the oldest of my mother's children, and I left a good track record behind for my siblings to come up behind me. Teachers did not have a problem with me. I had one teacher that I just couldn't stand. Now that one, but come find out, there's several people just couldn't stand her. This woman was a thorn in a side for no good reason. She was one of those messy women I'm talking about. I do not care what you did, how you did it, how well you did. You could have been the first one turned in or turned in the best. She still had something to nitpick about. She still had something critical to say. Um, if it was, well, unfortunately, and it was pathetic on her part because things could have been much better in this latest class. So that I had her in junior high, and lo and behold, what was it? My sophomore year, the woman moved up from junior high to the high school. So I wind up having her again. It's like, no, this is not having, this is a nightmare. But I think some of the older okay, because she had 10th and she had some of the other grades because of what she was teaching. And things kind of she started having to try to change how she treating people because she was getting a lot of pushback from a lot of people and she didn't like that. But it was her own fault because she wasn't treating people well in the beginning. So always treat people right. You won't have to have that push back on you. You won't have to have someone looking and checking or correcting you or avoiding you because they don't want to deal with you because one day you're Jekyll and Hyde or you're flip-flopping. People don't want to deal with that kind of individual. You know, yeah, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da. And can I help with this? Can I? The next day is, but don't nobody want to deal with you in that. Well, we're gonna read this together and I'm gonna help you out and we gonna don't nobody wanna deal with you because the next day you turn around and trying to um make individuals feel bad, look bad, or make yourself look good by trying to make them feel bad. You have some individuals that don't get into that, oh, I feel bad. They mark you as demon, evil spirit, conniving, corrupt, individual that doesn't have a heart, sheared conscious individual, a hee-haw person who don't know no better. You got to be careful of the reputation that you send out to others. Reputation is not easily fixed. It's easily destroyed. It's not easily fixed. Why do you say this, Carolyn? Because there are some things that you can do that you can't undo with your words. Your actions can, yeah, but your words and how you try to weaponize your words, that can't be changed with everybody. And you need to be more careful with how you show yourself to be. Because I'm gonna tell you, when someone show you who they are, believe them. If they show you they're backstabbers, they show you they're corrupt and conniving, believe them. They'll have their days that they want to flip flop or change or do something somewhere else. But when they show you they are conniving or that they need to beef themselves up some kind of way by trying to believe them. They mean you and nobody else no good because they are going to try to step on someone else. And if they can't get the ruffle out of you, they're going to try to get a ruffle out of someone else, either someone that is close to you or someone that is directly under them that they know is going to have a breakdown or a crying session or whatever, just so they can feel better. That's evil. That's pure evil. And they're, I'm the kindest, I'm the most nicest, nope, you're conniving, you're undercover snake. And those are the things you want to be careful about, is not fooling with someone who is sometime me. Don't deal with that. Ladies, don't ever be that person. Okay, I'm going to cover a few scriptures with this on not being messy and not being a troublemaker. Titus, as for a person who stirs up division, you got this person who's going around stirring up stuff and thinking that I'm just good. I was just telling you what they said, or I was just saying this, that. You're stirring up division. There's a way to work through things. Say if you and your neighbor hear one neighbor say something and you just got to run straight back and tell it. Why? You're stirring up division. If it's something that really needs to be fixed, or if it's something that you want to let the other person be aware of that is going on, there's a way of doing that that's proper. You don't go tell, say you got A, you're B, then you got D over here. You don't go tell D that B was talking about them because of whatever, or A, vice versa. However, well, they said they ain't gonna and they said that they don't like, and what you telling them for? If it's not gonna help improve something or someone or the situation, what are you doing? What are you doing? If there's an issue, talk to a person. If you're on a job, if you're in a school, the way you communicate, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But if you're a messy person, it's what you say, because you know what you're doing. You went to go, oh, let me go see what I knew it, ha 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 ha, and then run to tell it. What you run to tell? Why? What you doing? What are you doing? Don't be the person that stirs up division. If there's a problem that needs to be solved, state the facts about the problem. And now, what can we do about this? Or how can we solve this? Because this need to be handled, but this is what's going on with that. What needs to be done next? Clear, easy understanding, no backstabbing, no pumping or pushing and shoving. Handle your business in a ladylike, professional manner. Another one is Matthew. I did tell y'all that other one was Titus 3:10, right? I think I did. Don't be one who stirs up division. Be careful not to be that division stir, that messy player, that mudslinger. Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons and daughters of God. Okay? Who they act like? They act like their mama, they act like their daddy, they act like your Father which art in heaven. Act like your Father which art in heaven. Okay? Not run around trying to cause any strife, or not beating something else down and destroying this or that to make yourself look good. Well, he destroyed the earth, you know. Have you ever had a child that did any and everything under the sun opposite of what you said? No moral standards, evil, hurting other people's, and you thought they could hurt other people, or they was stealing from you, or if they was lying on any and everybody, that would hurt you as a parent. That would make you wish you could undo and redo some things. Well, just as parents, you might wish you could go back and roll back time, but God actually can. And even he remorsed that. God, never again. That's why we have the rainbow now. It's his promise that he wouldn't flood the earth again. But things got so wicked, so cruel. And light and darkness can't cohabitate. One's there, the other one's not. So don't use that word God destroyed it. Yeah, he did. And remorse afterwards. So repentance there afterwards. But he still loved his creation. He gave a promise to never flood the world again. So if you're looking at that, then yeah, he still had compassion. Yeah, everything was wiped out, but he saved eight. He could have wiped out everything and started with a new creation. Scott, he could have. But he saved those eight, right? Hmm. Plus some land animals, air animals. So that's still mercy. He didn't start from seeing and just and start over from scratch. Even after a lot had been uh, corrupted. That's the word I'm looking for, corrupted. I think I had another and I was wanting to look at. Okay, yes. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be deceived. Bad communication, evil communication, corrupt communication, a person of bad soul, bad spirit, shit spirit, those things. Bad communication corrupts, corrupts good morals. It corrupts you. Be careful who you're around. Be careful who you allow to influence you. Ladies, if you're in your neighborhood and you got a messy person, don't hang with that. They will corrupt your morals. On the job, in the church, the gossipers, the backbiters, the don't hang with them. Don't do what they do. Don't laugh at their foolishness. It can corrupt your good morals. Don't do that. And what is morals? What is morals? Oh, it's not just a thought of this. Yeah, it is how a person lives, but it's your thoughts, your belief, your prudence over how you see things and how you choose to live. It's your behavior. Okay, it's what you decide, what you accept. And if you can accept this person being a backbiter, a troublemaker, someone who stirs up strife, guess what? You've now called wrong right and right wrong, and you're just as guilty as they are for stirring up strife. And it won't be long before they turn on you and stir some strife. It never fails. You got neighbors over here and a neighbor over here going against a neighbor over here. These two neighbors gonna fall out sooner or later. Then one of them gonna come to this neighbor over here, and then they gonna team up on another neighbor. Or they try and tell you, oh, don't talk to this. Nah, miss me with all that. I'm not getting into that with you. What's good for the neighborhood? What do we need to do? There's children out here watching grown folks. What we gonna do? There's other church members, children at the church. What we gonna do? We ain't finna act a fool. And even a rabbit will bite or scratch. So you think of the gentlest thing there is. You push and poke and prod and do too much, even that will bite back or scratch. Leave people alone. Let people do their own life, their living. You do yours. Do your job. Let them do their job. Go and praise. Let people praise. Stop looking at what her skirt was short, what her skirt was tight, or his tie was crooked, or she let him came with a wrinkle or too many wrinkles, or leave people alone. If you can't help them, don't do nothing to hurt them. Leave people alone. Be honest. Be have the virtue of being faithful, truth, and kind, genuine to people. Have the characteristics and the good morals to know how to be an honest, decent person. Plain and simple. Work with the works, do your works with the work of your hands, honestly. No stealing, no sneaking, no throwing a rock and hiding your hand, no doing something you feel could bring someone else trouble. Leave that mess alone. What you doing? Because then you're going to heap, because they're going to be kind. They're going to ignore you, and you're heaping hot coals upon your own head. You're bringing trouble upon your own head. And if you're cahooting in with someone doing stuff like that, they shoveling hot coals on you too. And there you are. You're going to reap that mess together with them. Be a person of integrity and good morals. Be honest. Be honorable. Be self-disciplined. Don't cause trouble where it shouldn't be any. And if you got somebody acting like that with you all, y'all pray for them. You pray for them. You pray that they get exactly what they deserve. You pray whatever trap they setting for you, that they fall into it themselves 100-fold. You pray that those people who are acting conniving and misrepresenting themselves and being a curse instead of a blessing, they're being a thorn instead of something that is blessed and graceful and good. You pray for them people. You watch them. You don't act back with them. You separate yourself from much as you can. Keep doing what you got to do. And lead them folks to their own destructive device. They'll be the one destroyed by their evilness, their conniving ways, their corrupt mindset. They'll be destroyed by their own. You go and do what God would have you to do and lead them folks to their own ways. Will it frustrate you? Yeah, for a while you pray and praise your way right through that. Let God, when praises go up, blessings come down. You do what you got to do to the very best of your ability, especially if you say you're a Christian, Christ like. You do the very best and represent Him well, represent yourself well, represent your family well. Don't follow messy people. Don't do what these evil. That's one of the 7 things that God hates is someone who starts discord among the brethren, starting trouble in the neighborhood, starting trouble in the church, starting trouble on your job, starting trouble within the family, starting trouble amongst the friends. When you're starting to stir up trouble just to see if you can, hey, that's one of the things God hates. Keep on. Ladies, don't do that. You'll destroy your own home doing stuff like that. Ain't that so and so's daughter? Well, ain't that Miss Nellie Mae? Be careful who you mistreat because people are watching, people see, and people remember. I'm going to end here before it winds up being too long. It probably already is too long for some, but I'm going to end this here. But ladies, be the very best, beautiful, inside and out person that you can be. Be helpful, be kind, be thoughtful. Do your best to self manage yourself because you can't manage no one else. You can't change anyone else. You can help people find their way if that's what they want. You can help people obtain the goals they want. You can help them line up things. But you can't make a person change. You can't make a person be honest. You can't make them be honorable. You can't make them be kind and loving. I am Carolyn Lewis. This is FBMD, Faith by My Deeds. Enjoy this weekend and be safe. All right. I almost try to use that finger again. I'm blessed.